Hello, everybody. Welcome to another stream. Today, I am going to be working on my fall centerpiece for my table that I wanted for Thanksgiving. And hopefully, my voice is going to stick out with me here the whole time. We will see. Hello, Cat's Art Picks. Hello, Joseph. I know that Tara was having some weather issues that were affecting her. She did just get a message out to me just before I went. Audio's live, video's live. Great, thank you. So I'm not sure. Tara will probably be in and out. Hopefully she gets everything back. But we have Joseph here. So Joseph and Tara are my mods and they will take care of the chat. All right. So today I'm going to be sharing with you painting on glass. And if you have painted on glass, drop me a comment and tell me what do you prefer to use when you paint on glass? I want something transparent or translucent. I had what I thought was a great idea. I'm going to tell you what it is, show you how it failed miserably, and move on to idea number 2 and see if I can't make this work. So is it going to be a flop? Is it going to be like, it's going to work? I'm going to have a beautiful Thanksgiving centerpiece, or is it just going to be like no go and I'll figure something else out? I didn't want to just paint regular like acrylic paint on glass. So this is not something you have to drink out of or eat out of. It's just to look at. But I didn't want to paint just plain acrylic on glass. I didn't want opaque. I didn't want that opacity. You'll see why I want the translucence. So I was like, what am I going to use? And I wanted some shimmery sparkle because, it's a holiday. So yeah, this is going to be fun. Hello, Jacqueline Turbot. All right. So let's get right into it. I'm going to take you down toward, and I've got 2 new cameras going today. I've had some gremlins in the studio. I've been working on things while I wasn't just doing nothing while I couldn't talk to you all. So I do have 2 cameras that are different in the studio. So we're going to see some different views. I'm still tweaking some stuff, but just trying to continue to make improvements as we go along. All right. So now we're going to pop down here to, all right, now we're looking at the desk. So this is a new camera view, which I hope is going to be much clearer. And I will try not to be squeaking the footrest on my chair there. All right. So you saw this image in the thumbnail, and I started I had this idea that the graphics aqua ink with Mod Podge, like a gloss Mod Podge, might give me a beautiful translucent, very transparent color that I could build up in layers. And I started to apply that, and you see here, right? I was like, oh, okay, I'm loving the color. It's kind of working. Multiple layers, if I can layer it up, will take care of what I need, yet still allow glow to come from inside of here and be able to be seen through. So, okay, I thought I was onto something, but if you see here, this was the very first layer. So when you saw what was in the thumbnail here, this was a couple layers on. The only problem was if I turned that around to the backside, it looked a little something like that. Yeah, nice and pretty for the thumbnail, but not at all good on the other side. It was not working. And I was like, I put the call out on social media, and I don't believe that I had the chance for anybody to have seen that or gotten back to me with ideas. If you did, I apologize. I haven't seen that yet. I'm just double checking me. I even posted over in the other art group, in Lisa's art group, to see, is anybody over here maybe got an idea for me? Because I know there's a lot more people over in that group. And so anyways, all right, I don't know what I just did. I just did something. Anyways, moving along. So that was not going to work. In fact, this was so not going to work that, let me show you. I don't know why that went to the end. All right. That's how bad that didn't work. And I don't know if it would have cured. And yeah, just gotta make the thumbnail pop, right? gotta make it interesting. What I should have posted was the epic failure on the thumbnail and been like, come watch me fix this. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at. And this is a new view, and I'm seeing some, I don't know if you guys are seeing some lines on this white. I am. And I think that is my video capture card, which I may just have to bite it on that one and get one that's a bit more, cost me a bit more, which I'm not looking forward to. But if that's what I need to do, then I will. I know that has to do with the hertz that it's sending from the camera to the computer, and they're a little too close. So you start to see that it needs to be slightly different. Hold on. The more I talk, it just gets hard to breathe. But so every now and then I might need to pause for just a moment, but just stick with me. We'll get through. So anyways, this is just another view, and it has been so much crisper. If you saw my video on Tuesday unboxing my Powerful Pack box, I recorded it with this camera. And this is not a new camera to me. This is actually one that I used to record for like live on scene segments. And I thought, if I can make that work on my computer, which anyways, obviously I did. But let's get to the project. All of that was just to say I'm trying to continue to make improvements. This was just so that it wouldn't be going, you know, like I'm seeing lines here. So hopefully that'll change. Yeah, yes, that too, Joseph. It has to do with all of that, and it's the megahertz. And when you can change one, it'll go away. There is a way that you can fix it. And the more color I have in the shot, the less that is going to happen. So just bear with me, and we'll get there. We'll get there. I am going to order a better capture card too, and I'll also set it up and see if I can't adjust it before the next time, and take it from 60 hertz and maybe just bop it to like 59 point something and see if that's just enough to tweak what's going on with the lines. But anyhow, okay. Cat's Art Pick says, loving the colors of fall. It's my favorite time of year. Yeah, I really want to just create this fun centerpiece. So getting into the centerpiece, I'm going to move this for now. And so I have my glasses, all right? And I need to paint the bottoms of these. I actually have 3. And you can see the camera on the side here. If this camera here, I'm like, where are you? Right here, gets distracting, then I may just turn it off. But you guys will let me know. Okay. Or if you really like having that view, let me know that too, because I can also figured I can swap it up. I used to do a side view, but I didn't like the camera very much. And now that I have a couple cameras that are really showing much better video, I thought I'd kind of try to bring that back to you. All right. I need to paint on this glass. This was the one I did. There's still a little bit of stuff there. And then I thought, I had received, I got the acrylic inks, and I figured those would be translucent. So it is the Daler Rowney inks that I'm trying next. So what have I done first? I showed you the failure. And what I did was I took the metallic Marabou Graphics Aqua inks and the Mod Podge, and I put them on my palette, and I blended the Mod Podge with them, and I really wanted it to be more orange, so I put a pop of some Color Burst pigment powder, which if you are a patron, I don't know if you've gotten if you're a patron on the Art Supply sample tier, I'm not sure if your package has gotten to your door yet, but you're going to be getting the set of the brights in the Color Burst powders. You're going to be getting samples of those. You'll see some artwork in these behind me today. If an art supply sample every month is something you would be interested in trying and exploring your art supplies like I like to do, perhaps that tier might be right for you. You can check that out. Links in the description, and I'm sure they'll be dropped in the chat throughout the stream. So I had received at one point in time from a patron, Teresa, some samples of the Daler Rowney FW ink. So I have more of these than just the set that was sent to me. And I know I can mix these colors and I can mix up my orange, but I wanted something that would sparkle and shimmer. So this does have, this is the number 714, the shimmering green. I thought maybe that might help with wanting the sparkle. I also have here some Dr. P.H. Martin's, and I haven't linked this one in the description below. I certainly can if this works and I end up using that. But this is some Dr. P.H. Martin's iridescent calligraphy color. This is silver. Not that I want a silver pumpkin, but I thought maybe this would add some sparkle to whatever color I do. But I also have the gold, and this is opaque. So most likely I'm going to go with this guy because it is gold. And I could help, that might help mix in with, you know, making some oranges. So I'm like just looking at it, sitting here on my desk going, no, you weren't, I changed your mind. You weren't going to use silver. You were going to go with the gold. So yeah, this, as you saw in the beginning, epic failure. While I thought it would be a great idea, I've put Mod Podge on glass before over other things and it stayed. And of course, we've seen me paint on glass before when I did my paint water, but that was with the Yono markers, and I did not want to do this with markers. I want this to be painted. Hello, Starving Artist Collective. Thanks for joining us this morning. I hope you're having a great breakfast. So, also, hopefully you guys can hear me and my volume is really well because I changed some other locations too. Hello, George Pencil Art. Welcome to the stream. All right. I'm saving the Color Burst powder because if I want to boost up the orange, because I'm wanting the bottoms of these to look like pumpkins, okay? Or to be representative of pumpkins. So I'm going to save the Color Burst pigment powder because if I want to just kind of give that a boost, I might put a little bit of powder into what I'm working and you know, try to adjust. Mod Podge, am I going to need it? Will I need it with the, so this was where I was curious. The acrylic inks on their own, if I paint them, am I going to be able to layer them up on top of each other without reactivating the layer below? I would think that answer would be yes, because it's acrylic. Once it's dry, right? Don't know, but we're going to try that. And then my question was, if that works, do I even need to put a finish on top? I do want a glossy, more gloss look to it, which is why I grabbed this. And I grabbed this from the Dollar Tree. All of the supplies I'm using today, aside from the paint, I actually got at my local Dollar Tree. Everything is linked in the description. So if you want to see like the exact, you know, little candles that are going to come into play, by all means, that should be in the description. So here's my plan. We're going to see how much we can get painted. Let me pop back over here so that, you know, I think, yeah, now I can see you guys. So we're going to see how much that I can get painted. I have 3 of these to do. Will I get all of them finished? I'm hoping. I am hoping. I will finish them today. So, of course, you know, then I'll be able to show you what they look like. But I'd like to finish them on stream and be done. So first thing I need to do is get mixed up some fall colors that are like pumpkin related, right? Okay. I'm like, everything's changed in here. I mean, everything kind of looks the same behind me, but oh, if you could see the stuff I've done in here. I've moved stuff around. I get cameras changed. The camera that used to be, I didn't even turn it on. The camera that used to be overhead is for like a back shot. And I don't know. We're getting fancy. We're getting fancy in here. All right. I don't know that the shimmer is going to come into play, but I definitely think the gold. So I have gold, and some of these are the System 3, the Dale Aroundy System 3, and some are the FW acrylics. So thank you to Teresa. These are still, I'm still using them. They're still going. These were just the samples that she sent for me to try them. That video is here on the channel. If I can remember, maybe I'll pop a card up here after the fact if you're watching it on the replay and you wanted to see like when I unboxed and got these and tried them. But so I have, that is opaque, is the Cad Yellow Deep Hue. I may use a little bit of that. I think I'm going to change from this, and I'm going to grab myself, oh, as I knock over my hot glue gun. Hot glue gun is coming into play later. You guys haven't seen me do this. This is like, I've never done something like this on the channel before. But anyways, I'm going to grab one like that. I don't want it in my silicone wells. So I'm going to grab that and kind of mix that. I might slide you down so I can do it kind of off. I got my silicone mat down here today because just in case I didn't want any of this to get on the, on my black part of my desk. So we have the Cad Yellow Deep Hue. That one is opaque. I also have, now this is the FW acrylic ink, and this is Scarlet. I'm thinking those two can make me, you know, my orange. I also have Crimson. This is opaque. I don't know that I'm going to go with that. I think that is too cool of a red for what I want. Instead, I think I'm going to use, if I want to darken it up, darken that orange, I'm going to use the FW acrylic ink number 554, which is Red Earth. Just kind of giving these a good shake. I also have, so if I really need to darken it up, like a shadow, if I want to, I don't know how detailed we're going to get on the lines and making these look like pumpkins, aside from they're going to be orange and you're going to just, it's just a centerpiece for Thanksgiving. I'm going to use it once and that's probably going to be it. So unless I love it, then maybe it'll get used again, or I'll give it away to somebody else that would enjoy it later. So the sepia, I have that in case I need to really darken something up. For the green that I want to do, as I keep shaking these, because they do settle, you do need to shake them. So this is the FW acrylic ink. This is number 3, I think that's 75, sap green. And perfect. And 363, which is the olive green. So those were the greens that I chose because I do want green also in this. So I'm going to kind of set those aside because we're not going to need those yet. And then, of course, the gold, because I want these to sparkle. And the sepia, or sepia, however you prefer to say it. Yeah, C251. I actually got that. Like, I have the whole bottle. But this is part of the one that was sent to me by Teresa, who was a patron. So huge shout out to Teresa. Thank you for making yet another excuse me, video possible with the supplies that you have shared with me so generously. All right, that's where we're at. We're going to see if we can paint these. And George said that, let me just put that up here for you guys real quick. Believe acrylic paints can go on glass, but don't know if it needs a clear coating and don't know about acrylic ink. So I do have some Krylon. I could clear load that, or if the Mod Podge would work as like a gloss, then I have that too. That is this was my original idea, because I want like a frosted glass. That's what I'm looking for, like frosted glass. So I didn't want it to be super glossy like I would get with that clear coat. So I may just try the Mod Podge. And then my other question was, should I mix the Mod Podge with the acrylic ink and just paint it on? And that didn't work so well. You saw that if you were here for the beginning, you saw how that did not work so well when we tried it with the using the aqua ink to add to the Mod Podge. Beautiful color. I loved the color. And yeah, not if you saw the thumbnail, you see the color. The color was beautiful. I loved it. Just didn't work so well. It just did not work so well. And my voice is going to start to go. I know it is. And anyhow, we're going to do our best. We're going to do our best. I don't want to get real quiet, but and I don't want to cough all the whole time either. So, all right, let's see if we can't mix up a color for our base. I'm just going to put it right into the same well. And if I can, remember how much I put in here. If I can, I wonder if it got clogged. Doesn't feel like it's pulling anything up. I'm going to say that if this is clogged, here's a little, okay, my hands are shaking. Wow. Little public service. Yeah, it's completely clogged in there. It's a little public service announcement for you guys. Seems to be with these, now my hand's a mess. It happened with the, if you saw that video when I unboxed my Daler-Rowney inks. And if any of you out there that are watching or live or on the replay weigh in, they dry in the droppers and they get clogged. So toothpick popped through there, and yeah, now it's see, there we go, working. And I noticed it was just certain colors with my bottles like this. Pigment might be larger. You know what I mean? The pigment that's in there could be larger, and that could be what caused it. So I don't know. So I did 4 red to like 8 of the yellow, just because I want to see my basic, what am I going to get for my basic orange? And then I'm going to continue from there. So I think the red's going to be really strong. Well, I was almost wrong under my brush. Yeah, see, I think that was a good choice. So that was like 1 to 2 or 1 to 2 ratio. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's just go right in with this. I'm going to want some darker, but I want a base. So I'm just going to go right in, and we're going to see how it works. That looks really, that looks a lot more red for you on the screen. It's not. I'm not going to mind if I have, and I'm going to switch to a flat brush here instead of this round. I'm just trying not to waste the paint that was in the brush. I'm like trying to be careful. I have my cord going over my water pot for my yep, hot glue gun. That's the thing. Crazy. All right, just getting my flat brush here. There's a little water on my brush, so again, I'm wanting this to be translucent because I'm going to put, so these are going to sit upside down on the table. So the part you would normally fill and drink out of, it's going to be the bottom. And I can't wait for you to see the end result of, you know, what my idea is for this. Looks orange on your monitor. Okay, great. See, this is just, it's looking a little bit more red orange on my screen. And that could just be the monitor I'm looking at. I'm telling you, I've got some serious gremlins. I'm not minding if I get some streaks coming down because, you know, pumpkins, there may be some lines segmented this way. I want this to stay thin so that I can definitely have that. I'm going to get it. See, that's why I put this down. I'm going to end up, as I roll this to do it, getting it all over. It would have got it all over my desk. So I'm going to paint. I'm just going to throw caution to the wind because I know if I really don't like these, if I soak them in water, just like my glass palette, if I just soak these in water before they're finished and sealed, it'll come off this glass. These, yeah, George, these are definitely not for drinking. These are not going to be used to drink out of at all. And you will see there will be no way they could mistakenly be used, even by accident once I'm done with them as a drinking glass. So I'm not worried about that or health safety with Mod Podge and is it safe to drink out of after you've Mod Podged something? I don't know the facts on that, so I'm definitely not going to even begin to try to tell you guys or give advice. All right, so far I'm thinking that the acrylic inks, we'll see. I mean, I thought I was doing great. I was like, oh, I'm going to have the first one done so that I can show you guys. And we'll start the stream and we'll do 2 and it'll be wonderful. Oh, sure. Sure it will. Oh, you gotta love live. So I won't need the color burst powder because that orange is definitely, that color's great. Yeah, in the studio with Mod Podge. So yeah, I've got gremlins going on in the studio like crazy. I'm actually down by a monitor. I mean, the monitor's on and it's working, but apparently, excuse me, my dock decided that all the ports didn't need to work right. And now the way that things are, I'm just giving a little spritz because we know things dry so quickly here in the studio. So just a little spritz to keep that from drying out in the palette. All right, there's my first one. Wow. So far I'm kind of liking that. There's no shimmer there yet, but that's just my base coat. So what I'm going to do is I am going to set this one to the side here, and I'm going to do the other ones so that they can be dry and I can continue on. If I can't get all of them done, hopefully I can get at least 2 of the 3 done. Hopefully all of them. I'm going to try my best not to be too fussy, but I am glad that I counted so that I can make more of this paint as I go. So yeah, I did contact, and of course it was like I had just got this new dock too for connecting all the peripherals in the studio, and I was like, so I went on, of course, to Amazon and was like, okay, something's wrong with it. My window had closed the week before, of course, for just an easy exchange. But I'll tell you what, I contacted the company. Amazon helped me reach out. I contacted the company and I just finished dealing with them today. And it's been a positive experience the whole time through. They're actually sending me a replacement. So that's a bonus. It'll all be back and working right again. And I just had a different one that went, oh, there's Tara. Just got power back. Yay, power's on. All right. Well, Tara, you'll have to be sure to watch all the crazy hijinks that happened in the beginning. I shared my what not to do when painting glass. What not to choose. Okay, I don't like that. I thought I could go around and see I'm getting actually a line, and I think it's just from it drying, and now it's like wanting to make a second layer. I am not liking that at all. So note to self, go from the top all the way to the rim and back up. I'm just getting a little bit of water here, thinning this down just a tiny bit. Hopefully that will, there we go. Help me. Yeah, I'm going to just try to blend this through real fast. Don't go halfway. So if you try this at home, folks, don't go halfway. Go all the way from the rim to the base. And it is just, it's wanting to dry quick. It is warm in here today. We have snow in our forecast. It's coming. Lou had the day off. I've hardly seen him. I've been up here and he's been working, dealing with outside stuff, getting everything ready for winter. Winter, as we say. Winter's coming fast. It's gonna be a cold one. Actually, I don't know. It was cold last year. Last year was frigid. We didn't have as much snow last year. Yeah, see, having to wet that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to smooth this out. I'm just going to try to go around, smooth it out. It's going to be what it is. It's only the first layer. I'm not going to get all worked up about it. Not yet, anyway. But last year, we had so many, gosh, January, over half of January was like -30 degrees or colder. That was fun. Not at all. All right. Trying to make it smooth because I know if it's going to be translucent, some of this is going to show up. I don't mind some little lines coming down because, you know, pumpkins have lines that go in the direction that I'm painting right now. So I'm not going to be too overly concerned. Just let it be what it is. See how we can really see through this one. This one's a lot more translucent. And that's okay. I don't mind if they are, excuse me, I don't mind if they end up different colors. So I'm just going to check in with the chat real quick. I'm going to have to mix up some more color, so I'll check in while I do that. Wow, it's been over a week? Really? Maybe you guys just show what yeah, oh, I'm sorry, Jacqueline, it's coming. Oh, you definitely will have to. Yes, yes. And so you have one, oh, I don't know what, as far as, did you use like a medium with that, George? I'm sorry, guys. I don't like to move things while we're streaming, but we can hardly see that hole. And I'm just going to just kind of bring this down a little. Okay, I don't know where it went. It disappeared on me. Let me see if I get that back. Boom, there we go. Okay. It goes only for so much time and takes it off there. All right. Yeah, I know. You're just a little bit north and east of us. I say it's coming. All right. I'm rinsing the brush, and that was clean water. I rinsed in the dirty water, and then I just went to my clean water, and which is still not getting very clean, but that's all right. We're working with orange. And so this one is larger. My third one is larger. This is the center. So this is going to make a centerpiece, but this will be the center one. You'll see. Stick with me, folks. It's all going to make sense. I promise. Just basic acrylic paint. Okay. 1 second, guys. I know that you can see that I'm coughing, but I don't want to blow somebody's eardrums out because trust me, it can get pretty loud. Okay. Mixing up some more, and I'm gonna put, actually this time I'm gonna put a drop of the red earth in there just because I want to, mix it up. I want to see what happens. No, Cat Star Picks. I am not going to use glitter, but I am going to use gold. I'm going to use some gold in the final layers to kind of give it some extra shimmer. So this is the first layer. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, I counted. Last I was like, I better count. Hey, there's our mod. She switched to herself. Did you go from phone to computer, Tara? And then it was only half. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, there we go. And again, I'm going to mix this up with my round just because it fits in that little well much better. Oh, and I said I was going to add a drop of red earth, didn't I? Yes, I did. So see, and that was perfect. The color is the same. I am very glad that I counted those the first time. That brush is really wet. Let's get some of that out of there. So I can set it down and not make a mess. That'd be great. Okay, yeah, so it was just the yellow that was clogged so far. And I'm just going with, well, let's go. No, I'm just going with one. I'm just putting 1 drop of red earth. I think that's darker, stronger color, and I don't want to overdo it. 30 degrees. It is 60 degrees here right now. 60 degrees here right now. What I said was that in January, last January, we had like our coldest January. It was negative. You didn't hear me say 30 degrees. You heard me say negative 30 degrees or colder for over half of the days of the month of January in 2022. So, and we now have snow in our forecast, which means winter is coming. It's coming back. Again, just using up the paint that is in the brush, and I'll switch back over to my flat versus this round. I just don't want to waste it. Ooh, I do. I like that. I like that color. It looks very pretty. Okay, and if you can see it behind me, I did share the Color Burst powders. I mentioned it earlier. If you are on, I see that Tara's dropping the Patreon link, and that's why I'm bringing it up. If you, like myself, enjoy exploring art supplies, I actually send my patrons a new supply each month to an art supply sample so that you can try things out too. This month we are doing, and you see that's the painting that goes along with that. The Color Burst powders are right up there. We try a new product every month, and I send out a sample, and there's an accompanying video. So if you enjoy trying art supply samples and like me and want to try some new stuff, maybe that's for you and you can check it out. Rob, you're here. Hello, Rob. I was just talking about the art supply tier. There's Rob. I know Rob would, Rob can talk about that. Did you get your package from me yet for this month? Did it arrive? They have gone out. All right, I'm just trying to smooth around like I did with the first one. I'm just trying to get rid of some of the brush strokes. I don't mind a few. It is supposed to look like a pumpkin. Lines going this direction are not the end of the world. We are going to build up a couple layers. Not gone yet. Okay. Yeah, it only takes a couple days, but I mailed it like Monday, so I was hoping you might have it today, but that's okay because I was saying earlier I've had gremlins in the studio. I had some issues. So the video that goes along with the painting here, so spoiler alert, Rob, if you heard, or if I said it just before you came in, what's coming? Sorry. But regardless, I'm editing that video in the morning, and that should be up on Patreon tomorrow. Okay. I think is as good as it's going to get for right now. So I'm going to set that one. So there is, see, we can definitely see the lines. You know, pumpkins have, like I said, pumpkins have those lines that go down. So there's our second one, which looks, and now that was adding more water to it. And look at how much more frosted that looks versus this one. So I kind of like adding the extra water if that works. And then there was the first one, which I painted the same way I did this, just the color was slightly different. I definitely like adding in the one drop of the red earth. I think it really helps the color. If that's wet, this one's just about dry, still a little tacky. So I don't know how that's going to be when I go for the next layer, but we're going to add some gold into here. And we're going to keep going. We're going to do the second layer on this. And if I don't need more, then I'm not going to do more. Okay. Oh, yeah, Tara says I wouldn't be able to function in those temps. I'd have to hibernate. Tara, I do hibernate right up here in the studio with you guys, watching the snow fall so beautifully out my windows as I work. Yeah. All right. Oh, George, I can't spoil it. I can't spoil it. Will something go on top of the glass bottoms once they are together as a centerpiece? Yes. Stay with me. You're going to see, because we're going to make it all the way through. Nope, they are not going to be top up. They are not going to sit this way. It's not going to sit this way. It's going to sit this way. And again, I mentioned in the beginning, all of the items that I'm using to put the centerpiece together, I got them at the Dollar Tree. There are links in the description below too. They are affiliate links with the Dollar Tree, and you can get stuff from the Dollar Tree to get shipped right to your house. So that's all I'm going to plug about that. But now here's the test. Because when I did the first one with the Mod Podge and the Aqua Ink mixture, the first layer was great. It was when I went to do layer number 2 that it was like, she's gone crazy. I haven't gone crazy. If you were talking about me, yes, I've gone crazy. I'm gonna actually mute you for a second, and I'm gonna take my heat tool and I'm just going to on low, just because it still feels like it might be a little tacky. I just want to give myself the best chance for success. Is this right? Is this wrong? I don't know. We're about to find out. Here we go. Unfortunately, I don't have that magic microphone. I don't think, like Joseph. And I don't know how loud that was. Maybe I'll check on the next one. But anyhow, yeah, isn't it great? It is great for those of you who don't know what Rob's talking about. This little guy, I use it. It helps me make beautiful birch trees. It helps me clean off my palette when I'm using like my glass palette or any flat palette. Even sometimes my yep, enameled butcher's tray. So great. Oh, thank you. I'm still on medications. It's been brutal, guys, but I'm starting to feel better. So, oh, there you go, Cat's Art Picks. Oh, I like the color there with the gold. I'm gonna put another That was just like 2 drops of gold in there. I'm going to do another drop of gold because why not really confuse myself about how much of everything I put in. Have you guys been keeping count? That's going to be 3. We're going 4. So 4 drops of gold. So it was to make the color, to make this color, it was 8 drops of the System 3 Cad Yellow Deep Hue to 4 drops of the FW Acrylic Scarlet Red to 1 drop of the FW Acrylic number 554 Red Earth and 4 drops of gold, which I hope is just going to kind of help give it a little shimmer. It doesn't, it looks like a burnt orange. That's what yeah. It's gorgeous. And it's actually, I'm liking the color I'm seeing in my palette better than what I'm seeing on that monitor. And I hope you guys are actually seeing it more accurate. Oh, yeah. I like that color. And I'm fine with these having different, different values and some of the different hues showing through. Again, pumpkin, thinking that streaky orange, you guys know what pumpkins look like. Okay, again, I'm just going to use up. See, there it goes, and that's what it did. This is going to be a problem. This is where it's a problem. See what just happened? Is it because I dried it with the hairdryer? Does it need to be one and done? I don't know. That was where the problem was before. So whether I use the Mod Podge and I can't like all poo-poo on the aqua ink and the Mod Podge now, because basically that was doing like the same thing. If I go very lightly and very quickly, maybe, let's see if that works. And I'll just figure out a way to hide that and fix it later. So I'm going to go very light and very quick in this layer and see if that isn't the answer. Because it was only when I went to go back over it after it had sat there for a little bit, which kind of makes sense to me. Like I said, when I don't have it sealed on, like on my palette, if I have a large area covered, yeah, so I gotta be careful pulling that down. And I don't want to grab water. Okay. So I'm going to let that dry because I am going to do another layer on that. That might be the answer. Just that quick once over. This one that had the water in it, if I had the acrylics on my palette and I put water on that, it'll kind of bubble and lift off, which is what I was afraid of. And that's why I was asking the question, what do you guys prefer to use to paint on glass? I'm going to mix up some more of that color. I didn't know. I should just mix up a bunch. Should have mixed it up in a big tray, but I didn't know. So how much detail can I get in with this? I don't know. But at least I can keep mixing my color correctly. Four drops of the red. One drop, boom, of the red earth. And then we're going to come in with the gold. With canvas or board. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that fourth one went out fast. Okay. So Rob says, I struggle enough with canvas or board. I shade that boards. I just got some. I'm mixing this just with the toothpick, just because I don't want to put the round brush in and have to deal with that issue. I'm just going to go paint straight away on this. And if it doesn't fully mix and I get kind of a blend of colors, I'm not going to let that bother me either. Again, this is for a centerpiece. It's going to look fine. It's for Thanksgiving Day. People are going to see it in the beginning, and then you know what's going to happen. Food's going to come out, and they're going to be like, where can we stuff this thing? So it's fine. Stick it out of the way. So, yeah, it's just to look cute leading up to. All right, here we go. So this is the one, like I said, when I did that, I put more water on my brush and went back over because I only painted halfway, and it was drying with a hard edge that I didn't like. So the more water, that gave such a better frosted appearance. So I definitely like that. I learned that. We're just gonna go nice and easy. Try to do this like one stroke over it. Who knows? This one will turn out to be my favorite one. I don't know. I said one stroke over it as I continue to come back around, being careful. Not wanting to lift, because I think that's what it is. I think it's the moisture from the paint once it starts sitting on there that starts to loosen what's underneath. And if I rub over that, I'm going to disturb it. And of course, then that's going to move the paint, the layer that's below it. So I think it has to be easy layers where you just put it on, let it set, let it dry. And we're gonna find out if that's correct when I do the layer on the other one, just to double check it. There we go. So I just did that real quick, and you see I'm still going to have lines. There are still going to be lines that come up this way, and by making sure my brush strokes go that way, I'm hoping it gives me the appearance it looks like a pumpkin. I think they'll get the point. So I'm going to go right into the large one and do the same thing so that we can get these dry and move on to the next parts. No, I'll let you light to dimming again. You guys have all that. We've been having wind like crazy. Has that made it to you over there across the pond, Tara? That's what it sounds like. I should have made double the amount. That well wouldn't have held it, but I could have put it in a bigger one. I'll do that if I have to mix it up again. Of course, then I won't need it and I'll have it wasted. I don't want to waste your time. I won't, have to keep mixing paint. But at the same time, when it's just me in the studio, I don't want to waste my paint either. We do get precious about our supplies, don't we? I keep reminding myself, don't go back over it. Let the brush strokes just be what they are. So yeah, all the supplies that you're going to see me use to put this together are linked below, and you can find them at your local Dollar Tree. Hopefully I have enough on my brush to finish that one. I did. Just made it. There's the next one. Okay. I'm going to rinse my... That actually already feels like kind of dry. I'm pushing my luck. I'm going to let it set while I mix this up. This time I want more gold for my top layer, and I'm going to want this to be a little thinner, okay? And rinse this brush out. Ugh, yeah, getting blown all over the place with the wind. I thought I was going to be in this, like a scene of the Wizard of Oz when it was blowing here. Everything. I was trying to record, and I had to cut that part. I was trying to record this one, if you guys see. Let me bring that in. See that painting? I was recording this one for patrons. And my camera is mounted. My rigging is mounted to the wall of my house, like the exterior wall of my house. And it was shaking. And I'm like, I'm the only one home. Why is my camera shaking? I'm not shaking. I'm not moving. I was like, oh, I was moving my desk. I was like, wait a minute. It's attached to my wall. It's not attached to my desk. It was the wind outside literally shaking my house. Of course, my house was built in 1900. And when the wind blows real hard, yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Joseph. Thank you. Yes, you may have to click show more to get to them, but everything is linked in the description below. All right, so this time I want something that's a little, let's get let's get some brightness going on these. I really want these to glow, so we're gonna come in with our yellow, and I'm gonna go in the larger well here. And I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I just doubled the amount of yellow that I've been doing. And I'm going to go with 1 less on the red. Actually, I'm only going to do 5 total. So that was double the yellow, but only 5 total on the red. I am going to go with 1 on the red earth. Because I still want that more burnt orange look. And we're going to step it up with the gold. That was 7. 7. Oh, stepping up on the gold would not be 7. I did 4 before. So there's 8, 9, 10. Ooh, and 1 more for good measure because it fell right out the dropper. All right. So now in this one, I can mix this with my flat brush that I'm using. And I'm actually going to thin this down just a little bit. I want this a little more transparent, and I want a little more of that frosted feeling I got when I had to add the water on that other one. So I'm going to, my pipette, I have destroyed a pipette, guys. This one's actually going to be gone for the trash soon. Like up the side of where the part you squeeze, like it cracked. But you know, what do you expect when you order them and they come like 1,000 to a package? All right. So that was just thinned down just a bit. There we go. It's still not quite as gold. I'm going for more gold. And I may just need to do a gold layer. I don't know. How would that look? I may do a very thin, just as the last, I don't know. Just add a little sparkle, a little shimmer. Okay, here we go. So now this one was the one where, like, see it. But again, pumpkins have little spots too. So I'm just convincing myself I don't need to worry about it. Oh, we're going to start right there. Beautiful. I am letting this be streaky if it gets so. All right, so it does seem that you just have to go in with purpose. Don't fuss too much about it. Don't go back over too much. So there's that layer. And if we're looking, I think I'm going to have some, I think it'll give me some of that translucence that I'm looking for. I really like the color now. I'm really liking the color for sure. All right. Which one was the last one I did? Help me. Did I paint? They're both really tacky. I need to do the large one next, I believe. I think it was the large one that was next. Sorry, we're just going for it. Ooh, look at that. And I definitely think I am going to come over with a very thinned down layer of the gold at the end. And of course, I mixed all this up in the big well. And I told you, I'll end up with extra paint. And because it's acrylic, it's not like I'm going to be able to just reuse it. I mean, unless I sucked it up and put it into, if I sucked it up off my palette, I have little sample, just because, you know, doing samples for patrons. I actually have little sample jars. I could suck that up with a pipette and put it in that jar, and then I would be able to preserve it because I would be able to seal it in. Oh, I tried. It looks like I have a little dot that formed. See it right there? Yeah, right there. See? You can see through the... Interesting. I can't wait for you to see what's going to happen with the rest of this, where we go from here. Get our pumpkins squared away. I was at the Dollar Tree and I thought, I want something for the table at Thanksgiving. What can I do? And then when I decided, when I got the idea for this, I knew I had to share it with you, and not being sure if I was going to be able to come on and stream, how I was going to be feeling, if the meds would be working to let me breathe to do so. I just figured, you know what, if I can, I've been needing to get this done, and we'll just kind of hang out. So I hope you're enjoying. Hope you're enjoying the time today. I'm enjoying hanging out with you. I've missed you guys. These are going to, oh, these are going to be great. Definitely, you have to look at that. So see the lines? I think that the strokes, having the strokes in there, and it looks very smooth, but it's just the different values, different hues of paint that are showing through from the different layers. And I think that's going to help them look like they are, in fact, the pumpkins that they are. All right. Now, just going to kind of move this off to the side here. I want that gold. Rinse my brush out. And it is, of course, more layers I get on there. It's taking a little bit longer to dry. I can try to hit that with the heat tool. I don't know if the heat tool is what messed up that last one either. Don't know. We're just going to kind of let it be. As far as using the heat tool, I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. You guys old enough for that? Everybody is, I'm sure. All right, so just going with 5 drops of the gold. And I'm going to come right in with my dirty orange water. And when I say dirty orange water, guys, I mean dirty orange water. Just because I want a little bit of water here to thin this down, because I just want it to be a very transparent glaze of gold. And this, if I have extra, I will definitely save in a little bottle. All right. Yeah, that has the, looks dull enough. Let's just go for it. Why not? I probably could have put just like 2 drops of that gold. Now, one thing I will say, you see, it's very thin. It's thin over like dry. I don't know how that's going to be. I'm barely touching with my brush because yeah, it's going to mess it up. I'm not doing it. It's too much water. So there was too much water in the beginning. Too much water. Not going to come back through here and touch a lot because you see right there. And I'll fix this one later. I do like some of the effect that the gold is given. I am going to put it on the others. Because, you know, why not? Mess one, mess them all. But let me mix up this gold because the gold settles fast. You got to mix that up. I'm going to try to get as much out of my brush as I can. There we go. And I'm just going very light. As little pressure as I can just to get that paint flowing off the brush. If you're watching this on the replay, you have a better way to do this, please drop us a see, it wanted to pull right there. Too much pressure. Drop us a comment. Let us know because this is the first time I've done it. I would love to hear some pointers because I would like to do, if I really enjoy the way that these come out, then I would like to do possibly, yeah, I gotta be careful right there. Possibly a set for, you know, Christmas time. And that's probably because I didn't let it dry enough in between because I'm being impatient and I want to be able to get through all of this with you guys today. 300 Hobbit dollars. Oh man, then I would be up to like, what's that, George? I'd be up to, it just jumped on me. I'd be up to about 400 Hobbit dollars from you, from the ones I got in your little, guess what my Hobbit snack is on Joseph's stream there on Monday. It's a surprise. You gotta stick around. You're gonna want to see. I think it's gonna be cute. All right, again, the big one. I really don't want to. I'm like, I don't want to mess this up, but I do want the gold on there. So trying to be as easy as possible. And because it's wet, it kind of pulls away. And I'm thinking maybe I just need to let it do its thing and embrace that. Versus fighting it and trying to make it all smooth and interject my perfectionism on it. Because see the effect you get when it's a little wet. And it's when I try to smooth that, that's when it wants to start pulling the paint underneath. I'm trying to barely touch this. Barely touch this. Because that's how I made the mistake on the other small one. All right, we're just stop. Just as I keep going, stop. Okay. Now, can you see the gold starting to shimmer in through there? All right. Yeah, Tara. That's great. What is that in euros, George? What's the exchange rate for Hobbit dollars? That's great. Okay. We're going to stop with the orange. Any of them that have like a little spot, I'm either just going to embrace it and let it be what it is. Because see that right there? I'll just stick that to the back. We won't worry about it. And maybe that's where I'll attach something. I did say hot glue, right? Not going to let that concern me. So now what I need to do is I want to mix up a green because I want the tops of these to have green, you know, layered like the vine, the stem, the stalk, the panuncle of the pumpkin. I think that's what it is. Gosh, I think that's what it is. I could be wrong, but I think it's called the panuncle. Somebody somewhere will correct me if I'm wrong. I am sure. And this is YouTube after all. The Hobbit dollars are only good at the Hobbit Dollar Tree in a local shire near you. Sorry, guys. Laughing is definitely a hard one for me, for sure, for sure. All right, I'm just mixing up these greens, and we're going to go. I'm just going to come in with the sap green and the olive green. So these are, again, the FW acrylic. And sap green is I believe that's $3.75. Teresa wrote these for me. I think that's open. Let's not tip that let's close it before we tip it. My camera is set to focus on my desk. So look at that. I come to the desk, it's more focused. I think it's $3.75. Regardless, sap green. Ooh, on your way to the beach. Oh, enjoy watercolors and sketchbook. That sounds so good. Well, Starving, come on back and see how we finish this. And have a great time at the beach. It sounds like fun. All right, so I've got 8 in there. I'm just trying to do enough so I can just mix it one and done. Yeah, some extra sun. And then this one is the olive green. So these I'm going to do quick. I'm going to have other stuff going on this part. So I'm just going to do these really quick, probably one coat and call them finished as far as that goes. I'm kind of wondering, I think I'm going to put a little gold in there too, because why not? I'm going to have to get some gold. I'm going to have to get some gold because I have about used the gold that she sent. And I do like this. So that is it is opaque. It is the System 3 acrylic ink by Daler Rowney and opaque gold. Number 701. It's beautiful. It is a beautiful gold. Okay. Same brush because, you know, why not? It's mostly cleaned. Okay. So to do these, I'm going to try to do something that I wouldn't necessarily do. I'm putting my hand in the goblet part and holding it. Now, not what I would recommend, but hey, if it works. Am I getting this off camera? Sorry. And again, this I'm really not going to worry if it gets, you know, some streaks and such. If you can see that. I want it to come down and out, so all the way around. And again, I'm just going to do the one coat on each of these. I need to set it down, turn my hand, pick it back up. Okay. Now, tricky part. This is, yeah, it's pretty much dry. If I was letting these dry in between, this would not be a problem. I want to put some, a little bit on the bottom. The center is going to be covered with something. So we're going to put that around there. There. And then we have our stem coming up. Oh, thanks, Rob. Yeah, if you're enjoying this, if you can't wait, if you want to know what I'm going to put on the top of the centerpieces, or the pieces to make up the centerpiece, smash that like button. Okay, again. And when you do, it's neat because when you use the flat, I'll try to show you when I get to the others as I move it around. It almost looks like, you almost get like this leaf pattern the way that the flat brush comes up and forms outward. That's interesting. Cake on top of the glasses. An upside down cake on top of the glasses? No. No, no, no. They will be on a table that will have food. They will not have food touching them. They will not be used to consume any food or hold said food. Okay, and then again, very careful because the base is not, it's still tacky, so I want to be really careful. Just give a quick coat on here. And then we'll get our last one in. Pumpkin turnover. An upside down cake is? Oh, upside down cake. Like, I like pineapple upside down cake. Now this one, the goblet is larger, so it's harder to hold this one. You got to really kind of spread your fingers apart there to grasp that. Upside down cake's like a pineapple upside down cake. George, you put pineapples like in the bottom of the pan, and then you do your cake, you bake it, and then what happens is you turn the cake out upside down, and it stays. The upside down is the top of, the bottom of what's in the pan is the top of the cake, so you're cooking it upside down. It's an upside down cake. I almost dropped that glass. It's probably not the best choice for me to be doing, but and I was running out of color here, but I'm just going with it. I don't want to mix up more just for the bottom because this is all I'm going to need. And this is not, other stuff will be here, so again, not too worried about it. And if anybody else makes one, I would love to see it if you make one of these. We do have the art group. You'll have to share it over there if you do. Or if you make your own version of this, if this sparks an idea, I definitely would love to see it. I love seeing when you guys create art. Share that over there on Exploring Art, and it's on Facebook, or if you prefer MeWe, you can go to MeWe too. Links are in the description, but I'm sure that they've been popping in the chat. Okay. By painting the bottom right there, just kind of giving that top the same kind of finished look. So, painting part, I think the painting part, hopefully, is done. Yes. Yes. Oh, that's it. That is it. That's it. Oh, whoa. Oh, it jumped on me. There we go. That upside down cake. I've had some really good ones. Okay. Brush is rinsed out. I'm going to get this palette out of my way. I am going to just hit these now with the on the cool setting. I don't know. Let me know. Is that too loud? Can you guys hear me, or is the mic picking it up over me too much? If it's too much, I'll mute it. I just need to be able to have these feel more dry so that I can go to the next part. You're fine. Okay. I was like, and this is just on the low setting. I'm just trying to, if I wasn't doing this for a stream, then I would just be leaving it be. I would not, I would let it dry and come back and finish the next parts after and not concerning myself with drying them. But just in the interest of the stream and time and George's curiosity for what's happening to the tops. I'll try to speed along. I actually really like, it's still not quite dry that like I want it to be, but I want to see if I can show that to you. Look at see the colors, the way that I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. Okay. It may need, this may be where I should have stopped, sprayed it with a clear and like a clear coat and let them dry completely. So it was nice and had that almost, varnished look to it. I don't know. Like I said, if it messes up, I know I can soak these and wash this off. I could fix it and do it again if I had to. So I'm not going to be too upset. You guys will get the picture of what I'm doing, and there isn't a thing that I'm doing on here thus far that I can't undo. I do need to not touch those stems so much. Oh, this is going to be difficult. So I think where I'll go next is I'm going to let these keep drying. Oh, look at this one. Look at the effects on this one. It's not too, okay, great. Look at that. See the way that gold, I'm glad I did the gold on top. I'm really liking the streakiness of the gold to it. Let's see. Whew. It is warm in here. All right. Let me see if I can, oh, this is going to be right in the way. I'm just going to kind of switch this up. That's full over, but hold on. There we go. That kind of separates them a little bit better. How's that? And you can kind of see the side view. What I'm about to do here, and I can, at least I thought I could, it wasn't sliding, manipulate that out just a bit. So one of the things that I got was this pick, and these are maple, and look at the colors. Look at those colors. Okay. I'm going to just basically, I'm going to separate these from their base. I'm going to cut them off. I'm going to take the label off here. I'll probably have to cut that off. This is linked below. This was the foliage foliage picks, and these were the maple leaves. They have oak. I didn't see oak, or when I was looking at them, it was like the color that I knew I wanted. This would be better. So I braided. Actually, I didn't braid. He gave them to me. I got some lineman pliers. These are made for cutting wire from Lou. And I'm just going to bend these out, cut them at the base. Okay, so bend these out. So just separating them all off. This would be the part where I would speed the video up for you, but sorry, we're live, so you get it all. There it goes. All right, so there's the end, not needed. Get rid of that or use it for something else. What can I use it for? I have no idea. All right, so I'm gonna kind of set these up because some were taller than others. And actually most are like, most look like they're about the same, but I know I have a couple short ones here. All right. And there are 3 with berries. So I know that each glass is going to get one with berries. So the berries that are here, we're going to have 1 for each glass. Okay. And there's my third one. Okay, 1, 2. Now my tallest one, I'm going to use on my center glass because of course that is longer. And these are just going to wrap around, and when I have an odd number, so the center will get the extra. And what I can do so I don't have to wrap so many pieces is actually just take this, you pull that piece off, slide the leaf off, and then same with this one, slide that leaf on. And so conceivably, I could do that. That would probably be easiest than trying to wrap that many wires. Good idea. Great idea, guys. That was me just working that process out live for you. I hope you don't mind. So popping the little berries off, and I am just going to do it all on one stalk, because then I just have to twist one around. I'm going to alternate which direction these leaves go just because, you know, variety. Then you watch, I'll wrap them up and they'll all line up on the same side. Doesn't matter, you can turn them. Okay, so there is the leaf that's going to go, and these are just going to wrap around this stem. So I want something that's about the thickness of that. I'm just going to take my brush because, again, I want to let this dry. And I'm just going to bend this wire. So if I take here, I'm bending that wire around my brush, just so it starts to take that shape. Be careful, the end of those wires when you cut them can be sharp. And now that it starts to have that, what I will do is take my and I'm going upside down. I want it to go up the glass. or down the glass, but I'm flipping my glasses upside down, remember? And I'm going to need to press this closer together. And these will be the leaves are movable, so we can kind of rotate them on the base. And then when I figure out which way is going to be forward, right, I'm going to set them. Told you they would be the, I'd have to turn them. Right, just fill them in. You've got the berries. Just manipulate them however they're going to look nice to you. Lake Wizard. I don't know about that. And see, I got this situated on here and I'm looking at the way that it's setting and I'm thinking, well, that would have looked better with the wider part down at the bottom. And I really do think that that would be the case. I just like to press my luck. Go like this. We're going to see. I'm being careful because I know that this is going to scrape some of the, you know, the paint that I put on that stem, which is why I wasn't worried about it. I only wanted one. I just wanted I wanted the look of it. Yeah, I think that's going to be better. And I can, oops, I have to bend this up. Sorry guys, I will tip this and show you in just a second because I know you're not seeing that on the side what's happening either. My apologies. Can I manipulate this for you a little bit? Hold on, it's going to be jerky motion probably. Oh, look at that. There's a lot of trying to see where my colors are going here, so I kind of get my colors. They're all jumbled. Anyways, you just fiddle with them. I made it worse. I see what I did. Wow, these are intertwined, like they grew, like they vined themselves right on here. I've really made a mess. It was the way that I turned them. Does the top involve lighting? Yes and no. On this one here, no, it does not. Good guess. Good guess. All right, I'm gonna fix that. I really wanted you guys to have the right effect for that, but it's not. I turned my, when I put this on, I had my leaf stuck in here. I'm trying to pull it through without really messing up that leaf. There we go. Now I had to stretch that wire back out. I'm going to kind of tuck it there. There. You guys get the point. You're going to have to fiddle with it, get it to the way that you like it. But basically, and I may put like a little bow right here, and then that works perfectly. So, but I like it coming down onto the glass there. So there is the second part of that one. Now that I know kind of where I'm going with that, hopefully this will be much faster. Hopefully. The berry goes towards the bottom. That's the way we're going to do it. Berry towards the bottom. I actually stream from my Mac, but I'm not on a Mac. I'm not on a Mac Mini. I use a MacBook Pro, and mine is so I'm going to one of the smaller ones, and I'm just gonna actually I'm just turning it right on it this time, kind of wrapping it around in the interest of time, moving it along. I really want to be able to finish this with you guys today. Stay. Ooh, the berries, because they're made of styrofoam, so they're like they were touching the glass. Sounded weird. Oh, thanks, George. I mean, I know this is not typically what I do, but like I said, the only reason I planned this was because I was not sure if I was going to be able to stream, if I'd have my voice back yet. So now we have another one. I'm going to combine this last one and then I'll show you. I do have some ribbon. I think I like this versus the words. I mean, what do you guys think? I think I like just the colors. When I'm looking at that, I think I like just the colors versus putting in something that might have the ribbon. And I could take the words, the ribbon, and use that somewhere else. So, yeah. You see my messy desk. Oh, look, there's where all my brushes sit. Huh, you guys don't usually have that view as I draw your attention to it. Because, All right, so I'll put that there. Get these berries on. And wrap this last one. You see, I'm just spinning and pressing so that that wire will stay. And then manipulating the leaves and the berries so that it looks quasi like something I want. And I did, I did get some green paint on me because I was just getting a little aggressive with that one. But in the interest of trying to move it along and get it done, no, I don't like that. Okay. Well, like I said, I'll fiddle with these. I will make sure that I put a final picture as we get the ribbon and stuff like that in play. Oops, I think that the berries need to wrap a little bit more. The stem does not feel quite dry. And I want to make sure that where I had the little dots that were showing through, that they're not in the front anymore either. So that my berries are not on a spot where it's like that. And my leaf was not far enough forward, so I'm just manipulating its position around. Trying to see where this one, oh, that's where it's coming from. There we go. And I'll just tuck that under. Doesn't quite look amazing yet, but stick with me. All right, because there's that one. Okay. Here we go. You turned me into crack. Yeah, I saw your pine cones. I loved those. All right. Just because, I really want to get you that surprise at the end, what it's going to be. I'm going to do the little ribbon next because these will be simple. Famous last words. All right. So to make a bow, I'm just going to take the end. I'm going to figure out about I'm going to want my bow to be, right? About how much I'm going to want my bow, like how big I'm going to want it to be like that. And I'm going to go loop, loop, right? I'm going to come in, cut that off. Then I'm going to take another piece that's going to be there's an extra inch on that side and about an extra inch on this side. I'm going to cut that off. Hopefully I'll have enough to do all of these. I don't know if I have enough on this ribbon or not, but I'll just make my bows first. This bow does have wire in it, and I do have extra pieces of wire now from my leaves, so I also have my hot glue gun. Okay, plaid all the way. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. Now what I'm going to do, so basically all that is with this piece of ribbon, right? I'm going to go in thirds. I'm going to kind of pleat it into the center. And I'm going to take this piece in half. And I'm going to tie that. I'm going to pull it tight. And it has the wire, so you kind of have to manipulate it. But I do like the wire edged ribbons because once you get that pulled in there, you can easily shape it. So now we're going to fix the ends. And what I'm going to do is there's a right side and a wrong side of the fabric. Actually, this one looks pretty good on either side. So I just want to make sure I want to fold it. So I'm taking my end pieces. I'm going to do this to all 4 end pieces. I'm going to take the end pieces. I'm going to fold them together. And I'm always going to go from the edges to the center. And that's going to give me that little poop, right? If I wanted a triangle, a V point, I would go this way. But because I want it to be that little inverted, I'm going to go, if I can hold this well, I'm going to go from the wire edge to the center. Oh, and then that gives you that little, right, finished off. So first I'm just going to make sure that I have that done on all of them. And I'm reaching into the inside here. Right? I can't wear it as a bow tie on Thanksgiving Day. Put it in my hair. I could pop one in my hair. If I have extra, I could pop one in my hair and I'd match. I actually think I have a tablecloth that matches this, that would match this ribbon really well. Be cute. All right, and then I'm going to pull. The other one is going to be tucked inside here. So I'm going to slide that one out. Because you'll see, I'm going to end up manipulating. So I'm looking at my bow, and there are wanting to hang this way. So when I slide it, I'm going to slide it that direction. Why fight against myself? Fold that in half, and just make sure that that one goes the same way. Cutting towards the wire point. Like I said, if you wanted it to be point down like an arrow, then you would go opposite. Okay, and now I can, if I pull these a little more, the ones that were from the inside, I can make my bow smaller. And I'm going to manipulate these down. I've got the wire, so I can position pull this through. And be careful, the wires that stick out on the ends, they're going to be sharp. And you'll have to take, like, you're going to have to take one side and twist it at the back, because that will make your points start to come down. You can shape your bow. And I do not have to make 3 bows right now, although I do make them much faster when I'm not describing how you do it. Okay, and I like the wire ribbon because, like I said, you can shape. I'm like trying to hold it up and show you, but I'm not on a face cam, right? So you can shape that and fix them however you need. Today just has a tablecloth. Maybe it'll be a wrap, George. I do wear wraps a lot. Maybe it'll be like a little wrap. And I'll be like, yep, we're gonna go from dinner party to evening wear. Just hope nobody spilled anything on the table. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm a hot mess. So now I can, one of two things. I could take one of my wires, place it through my loop, and I think this is how I'm going to attach it, and then come on to my glass. You ready? Place that right in where I'm going to want it, and I just have to start to manipulate these backwards, and then I'll turn this so you can see. I'm going to bring them over and I can twist it. I could have done this with some finer wire. I actually have a like floral wire. It's right here. I'll grab some so I can show you guys with another one. And if I just twist this up, I'm just going to keep twisting, let it point downwards. I don't want anybody getting stuck with it. Okay. And now when I set that there, see? There we go. I definitely liked the plaid. So there was the one. I promise I can. And we may go over by just a little bit, but I don't think it'll be long, because as soon as I get these bows on, the last part of it is going to come into play really quickly. So that shouldn't take long at all. So let's just make sure we have enough. And I can make my bows smaller for my smaller ones. So I should have plenty. I might even have enough for that hair bow. So again, it's like thirds. So if I think, oh, how big do I want that bow? I'm going to make it into thirds. And I just want to make sure, yeah, I'll have plenty of ribbon. And I'm going to cut that off. And then I'm going to take another one. It's going to be about 1 inch longer on each side. Roughly. We don't need to be precise. Okay, I'm just going to make life faster for me. I'm going to snip them before I even manipulate them. So you see, you get that end. And again, if I wanted it to point like an arrow, I would just cut it opposite. There we go. There we go. I almost cut that one backwards. Oh my gosh. No, I promise I was not going to chop off my fingers. So now this time I'm just going to actually start them like this so that they're already going in the right direction. And kind of pinch that. This one's going to be smaller. It's going to be a little bit more to, I'm not going to be able to. I thought I was going to be able to. I'm not. That's all right. I'm sure there's many ways to do the bows. This is just one of the ways that I do them or have done them over the years. I used to craft a lot. Add some red, yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you. I've had enough medical dramas for quite some time. I'm good. I'm good. So now just setting that bow up. And for just 1 second here, I am going to grab, because it will be easier. This is floral wire. You can also get this, you guessed it, at your local Dollar Tree. I'm going to use that to attach these ones versus the pieces. But if you didn't have floral wire, like I said, you could absolutely use this. And if you didn't have the cutters like this, you can take your scissors and score around the plastic part, and then you can actually bend and bend and bend, and these will break off. So you don't have to get special tools to remove those either if you don't have that. So just a little tip. I've done it both ways. I couldn't find my lineman pliers, and I've done it that way before as well. Oh, thank you, Cats Are Pigs. It has been a slow road, but we're getting there. We are definitely getting there. I say that, but I think I've been feeling great because of the antibiotics and the steroids, but hopefully even post that I'll still be saying I'm getting there and we're doing great. I'm just trying to make my bow smaller so that my tail pieces will come out. And this is where, like I said, you have to kind of take it and kind of manipulate it so that this will come down. But definitely wired ribbon. Wired ribbon makes life so much easier to form and make a bow hold its shape. There we go. See, it would work. All right, ready? I could do it. I could pull that off. I could make it work. It could work. All right. Back to where we were. I promise you, we are almost there, and the end comes together really quick. So we'll be over just a little bit today, but you know, I haven't been here for a couple weeks, so hopefully you're enjoying this one. If I can get this, I'm just going to kind of pop it out. So the floral wires, see, it's very thin. I could cut this with scissors if I want to. I'm not going to. I'm not going to ruin my scissors. Just going to give a quick, sure I am. I'm just going to give a quick snip. I was expecting it to snap, make a snap sound, but, right? So I'm going to take that. Again, I'm just going to put it right through the back loop that I tied around, which is not as easy. It's not as easy once it's tight. When I do the other one, I'll place this piece of wire when I tie it. Okay, so that's just going to go through there. And this time, I'll actually pinch it and give it a twist first. All right, here we go. Make sure my bow looks right. I don't fiddle with it too much. That's why you put it on there. And then it's just a matter of taking your leaves and figuring out which way do I want them to sit so that when I put that bow in there, right? You can see up on the camera in the corner, it'll sit right. And then I turn that around. I can just take that, pull, twist, pull it tight, and twist it. I can twist that up, just like you were doing, like the twist tie on a bread. Yeah, I have to match my centerpiece. Now, I don't need all this extra. I can snip that off. I could wrap that around in there if I wanted to. I'm just going to snip some of that off now that it's on there. And I don't think he didn't give me his good ones, because if I had the good ones, I wouldn't be fighting with it on a little tiny floral wire. I was gonna give them back. And now I'm just kind of tucking this up under here so that it's behind. You see in the corner there, it's up behind this, just so I don't stick myself with that wire. Then there we go. So there's that for the overhead. There we go. All right, last one, and we will find out what is going on the top. Any more guesses? Any more guesses? I don't know. I need to pause for some water real quick. I don't know. A Carol Burnett dress made out of curtains. I'm old enough. I'm old enough, George, to absolutely appreciate what you just said. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. I should have made these at the same time, so that I would be about, because I'm not using my mat that has measurements, but you know, as long as we're close enough in proximity, that's fine. I'm not making this for you know, this isn't going to be the centerpiece that you're going to see in front of your host at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. No. This is just going to be on my table. Middle of nowhere, Maine. Okay. And look, see, I have enough. I could make myself a hair bow. I could match if I wanted to. So the Thanksgiving, of course, is on a Thursday, so we will not have a stream that day. I know that not everybody that watches the channel is in the U.S. I may, no promises, if I have the time, maybe I can put a regular video out, but just plan on me not being, I won't be live. That won't be happening that day. Unless all the family abandons me. I'm lonely. I'm just teasing. They won't abandon me. I'd still have Lou. And I'm not saying that like it's a consolation prize. I'm like, wait a minute, I just don't know that. Are you watching? Are you out there, hon? I'll go down and he'll be like, oh, still have me, huh? Maybe. Oh my goodness. I'm a hot mess. Okay. All right. Sometimes he checks around this time to see, is she still streaming? Are we going to have dinner soon? Yeah, it's not going to be much longer. Not going to be much longer. This is, I do not, there, I got to go closer to the tip. I see, he's worn all this part down. I got to go closer to the front for that to work. All right. See, this time I just want to make sure it's in there. Of course, it'll probably be a pain in my butt, but okay. tie up this last bow. Got that other point stuck in there. There we go. Yeah, doesn't really look like hey, there's a right side or a wrong side. Or an upside or a downside. Tuck it in. Pull it tight. Make sure you're center. You see I shifted that down so that it would be towards the bottom. And then just start to manipulate the direction you want all your points to go. Fluff it. Make sure that stays to the back. I'm pulling my wire here to make sure that I get that to the back. I'm going to twist it to kind of hold it in place, and that'll help me hold the bow as well to be able to manipulate how it looks. As soon as we get that on. Yes, the excitement of bow making. There we are. Again, if I need to alter how one looks, I just pull. Like if I want this smaller, I'm just going to pull through. There we go. But wire ribbon is definitely my favorite for making bows because you can do so much with shaping them. Okay, let's get this one on. So now in between, so I'm kind of manipulate where those leaves are. I don't mind that that one sticks up a little. Well, no, that one shouldn't stick up. It should not stick up on this one. I might need to give that a twist to make it stay down. Sorry if my hand was in the way. I'm going to use my wire to actually help me keep this. See, the others just pop together so quickly. Sure they did. All right, pull it tight, twist. And then again, just like before, I'm just going to trim some of this excess off. So much easier if I use the tip. There we go. And here I have the room. I'm just going to kind of wrap it and tuck it around there. All right, let's turn that back and set our bow. I'm not seeing, there we go. There we go. I want the berries to be in this kind of in the center. This one just wants to give me a hard time. I don't think it hasn't gone past me that there's green on the one side, all the greens on one side and the oranges on the other, because it has not. Does that kind of stuff get you? I wouldn't have been able to sleep. I got to bed thinking about the leaves. The leaves are not alternating colors. Oh my gosh. Right? So top down. There's that one. Okay. So now we have our pieces. Okay. So there's our pieces. Oh. What goes on top? We're going to start. I'm going to save the middle one for the end because that's going to be, that's my favorite. Let me get this. I'm going to get all of this scrap stuff I don't need out of here. Okay, get that out of the way. We are just about finished. And I'm just going to kind of get this mat out of here too. Put that off to the side. Okay. You like them? All right. That's awesome. So far, I am very pleased with the way that they are coming out. Again, you can just kind of manipulate and fiddle with them, and I'm sure that I will more so, but let's just keep on. Next part that we are going to do. I need my hot glue gun for this because the next step, I got the candles. These are linked below. These are autumn candles. I grabbed 2. I wanted the same. I was going for, I knew I was going to do the orange and the green, so I wanted to bring in some of that like golden color, which also I thought I found in the ribbon and in the berries. So not with the center, not with the center one though. These go on the left and the right side, which is why I said I wanted to be careful with my leaf sticking up because I knew this was going to be a candle. I probably won't light. I might light it. You never know. I am going to take this wrap off, and I'm going, if I can, to peel the plastic off of the candle. So that I just have the pillar, and is that just going to stay stuck there? I want it off if I can get it off. All right, so I'm just peeling that sticker off the bottom. All right, so the plastic's off. You just have the pillar. Now I'm going to take my ribbon that was on it, and I am going to slide that right back down over the wax. And it's not as easy to slide when it's not. And it says, see the little leaf on there? And of course it's a maple leaf, which is why I chose the maple leaf pick and not the oak leaf, because I knew it was going to match my candles better. All right, so now I'm going to take one of my smaller glasses. I'm just really liking that. I couldn't find my little hot glue gun that you can get like at the Dollar Tree. So I borrowed Lou's huge honking glue gun that he uses. This is like industrial size that he uses when he does, when he's working with stuff for his lathe. And I'm just going to take, and I'm going to put me a nice bead of hot glue right around the bottom of this candle. And lining that up with the front and centering it on the top. I'm just going to press that to the glass. So you see, centering it on the end of, there's 2 candles, but there is another little something. There is another little something that I think just completes this. And And of course I could, you know, you pop that wick up if you want to. You could light these. You could light these. But that's not all, folks. Let me get the one on the other side. So just going to take this off. You see that? You can't, and again, I don't know if I can manipulate this even. It's going to get into too much extra on the back. That's fine. I'm actually going to take that off the screen for now. So that we can just see the whole. Okay. No, not so, if you're talking about the center one, not something that could be lit on fire. Or I just completely like sidetracked myself and missed your. Oh, I just saw your comment, George. I'm like trying to catch up on comments as I'm also doing this. And I just have to, just have to share. Oh, I sell those for $50 Hobbit each. That'd be fantastic. It gets better. You're gonna want to see the end, the whole. You're gonna want to get the whole ensemble. Okay, so I was just putting that back up on there. Okay. All right. Ooh, dinner for Cats Art Picks. What are you having for dinner, Cats Art Picks? I don't know what we're having. All right. So again, just getting the hot glue. That is one thing I will say about his glue gun versus my little glue gun. I can do it all the way around that candle with one swoop. Real easy. Lining this, lining this up with where I have my berries on the front. Looking to make sure I'm kind of centered, and then just giving a press. Giving a press. Set that in there. I'm just giving it extra support because that glue is not completely set. See, there you go. So there's the left and right pieces will look like that. I also got some pumpkin scented pine cones. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to set these. I have like a slate. I have an oval slate that has handles, and I'm going to set the 3 of these on there. And I was considering putting like gluing one of the pumpkin scented pine cones like in here or something with the berries, but I'm liking the berries, so I don't think so. I think what I'm going to do is just have these loose around at the base of them on the actual slate that I'm going to set them on. And I will get a picture of this like completely set up, and I'll definitely post it over on my Clark Fine Art page. Okay, so our 2 side ones are almost done. There's still one more element to those, but are you ready for the center? So the center doesn't get a candle. It gets something a little extra special. The center, let me just, okay, got the thing away. Okay, here we go. The center gets a scarecrow. Now you could certainly do pillars if you wanted to on all 3. You could do a taller pillar for the center, but I just loved this little scarecrow, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna do the same thing. He's got like beans in him, and so I can just kind of manipulate him to get him setting the way I want. And once I have that set, I'm just going to come in, put the hot glue in the center. There we go. And I'm just going to press. You hear me like squishing the beans, just holding that down just to get a really good connection there. Okay, so there's our center, and it's going to be hard for me to show you. Oh, actually, no, I can. You just might see my messy desk, but that's okay. I have an idea. But I don't want to light these with fire because now I have my scarecrow, and if any of you have seen The Wizard of Oz, you know scarecrows don't like fire. So I grabbed some of these, and this is why I wanted the bases to be translucent. So the little LED tea light candles, again, at the Dollar Tree, I'm just going to pull the little nubs out of those. I will turn these on, and these are going to go underneath. I don't have to worry about, you know, if you did that with a regular tea light candle and you put the wine glass over top of it, then it is going to, it's going to snuff out your candle. And these flicker. They are flickering. So it looks like, and that one's flickering kind of weird. Do I have it all the way on? Okay. And there they are. Let me get you, I'm going to get that other shot back up here. We're going to go like this. We are going to add in this camera. I can move it, and I'm going to swap and make this big for you. And then, are you guys ready? All right, I'm moving it. Sorry. Hopefully this isn't going to bother. I should have moved it before I made it big. I don't know what is... You're seeing my big old messy desk up there. It's really hard because I can't see. So there's the bottoms of them. Let me get this off the screen for now. Get this out of our way. And unfortunately, I can't zoom that out. No, I can't. My hands are shaky. Sorry, guys. See our little guys? My messy desk. But see how they glow? And now don't they just look like they're little pumpkins? And I don't have to worry about the tea lights. I don't have to worry about anything catching fire. The pillars are there. So when these are off, you know, leading up to when I have these off. Sorry, my hands are really shaky, guys. And I will get a picture of it on the table this evening, and I'm going to post that over at my page before I move everything around. Let me just, yeah, there goes me moving like crazy. There's our little glowy pumpkins. You like them? Oh, I am very happy with the way they turned out. I'm very happy. Our little scarecrow. Yep. So I'll put these on the slate. That is what I'm going to do because I just love the way that the leaves and the bows, I think it's plenty. I don't want to add too much. I'm going to take my little pine cones, and I think those would be great to just kind of put around the base and the front of it. I'm going to set this on one of my slate boards that I have. It's kind of like a charcuterie board, however you guys say it. But anyhow, I'm going to place that there. I'll grab a picture and share that with you guys. What did you think of that one? I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, and I will update my thumbnail. So those of you who are watching the replay, maybe I'll try to put the picture in the thumbnail. So when they come back on the replay, you can see it. I can't, of course, if I edit it, then I'll lose the live chat. But you guys like, I think that's just going to be a cute little addition. And I'm very happy with the way that they came out. I like the brush strokes. Don't worry about it. If you try these, now that you see how they're done, don't worry too much. I mean, look at the lines that you can see in here. Yeah, don't let it overly concern you. It works. And these just look like they're pumpkins. So if I can get back to where I can see everybody. Yeah, I can see everybody there. And you see this one, he's so tall. That's definitely, yeah, that's over a foot tall. That is over a foot tall with that little tiny scarecrow. And I just like him in the middle. And they did have scarecrows with like different color hats. And that was just the one that I thought would go good with the color scheme together. So thank you so much for joining me. I rambled. It went all the way through to the very end of my end screen. I can't even see my computer here. I'm just going to check in one last time with chat. Thank you to Joseph. Thank you to Tara, my moderators. Their links are in the description. Do check out their channels. There are links for everything here. And yeah, you can get stuff from the Dollar Tree sent right to your house, or you can get it shipped to your local store for free and just pick up whatever you need and it's already there. Sometimes they have larger quantities, but I'm going to be showing you something else from there really soon that I think some of us may just be excited to get our hands on and do some work with. So that's coming. I have so many projects. I have been planning while I have been sick. I have not just been resting like I should have. So anyhow, thank you to my moderators. Thank you all for hanging out late with me to this evening and watching. Those of you who are still here, thank you. Those watching on the replay, I really appreciate you spending your time with me. And that little hand is showing you right about where I'm going to pop up another video that you might like to watch next, and I will see you in that video. Moderators channels linked in the description. All the supplies I use also linked in the description. And if you would like to sample an art supply for yourself every month and explore art like I like to, check out my Patreon, and there may just be a tier for you. Until next time, everybody, have a great weekend. Patrons, I will see you for live chat tomorrow. Have a good night. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, no live stream Thanksgiving. So we have a couple this month, but we'll be short again this month in the streams. All right, everyone. Until next time, let's go meet you over in this video right here and see you there. Bye.